ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to a brand new edition of the program ASHFORD Live on British Radio Africa. We also like to say a big thank you to our sister stations, Joy 101.5, Live 104.1, Top 105.3 in Zwedru Grand Gita County. And I'd like to say a big thank you to our many listeners and followers, viewers around the world. On YouTube, we're on British Radio Africa. Simply type in British Radio Africa via YouTube. On Facebook, simply type in British Radio Africa. And as always, folks, this is yours truly, ASHFORD the Giant GARLEY. Welcome. So very shortly, as soon as we get a signal from our co-host, this Volcano Shelton, we'll bring him live. And again, tonight we have a leaked audio from the House of Representatives. What was said in this audio, we will also have some of the lawmakers on the show tonight to authenticate this audio. Big things, strange things are happening in Liberia. Clarence Taylor, Elizabeth Matu Tubman White is in the building. King Mark, Joe Williams, Pee Wee F. Sendo, Steve Watson, Amos Tuberson. I also see Ambassador Terry Genesis, the no-nonsense man. John Nimlewisa is in the building. And I also see Prince Ka Colette Jene, Sufficient D. Momo. Nestor Cindy is in the building. Anita Smith is also here tonight. I'm telling you, folks. We are going to have all kinds of fun. Don't be selfish. Invite a few friends so that we can together have a great time tonight. Grab something to drink, get the popcorn rolling. Hey, don't forget to touch the share button. All right? Welcome. And again, as always, folks, what a night. It's Wednesday night in Marupa, Liberia, and my partner is in the United States of America. V, hello, welcome to the show, bro.
We're back again. Another day, another wonderful time to be together. I'm happy that you made it through the night. I made it through the night. We got to be grateful, man. Every day you live to see it, you got to be grateful. So many things happening in our world today, and we just got to be grateful. So we're back on Bridge Radio. What better place to be this time of the day? That's why our viewers, our listeners, they're always elated when we come on because something good gonna come out of the discussion. So hopefully, what you talked about earlier in terms of the leaked audio and some of the lawmakers who will be coming, are they coming from both sides of the aisle?
Yes, we'll
Good.
have lawmakers from CDC, and we'll also have lawmakers
From
from the
opposition.
You had the
Okay.
opportunity to listen to the audio, Stan Shutton. What do you make of this?
It's I keep saying it's a sad situation. People people like like guys who like casting what they call the dice. You remember the day they call blow, 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 blow. You remember that thing? You pour the dice into. This
Right.
is what the people are doing with Liberia. This is what the people are doing with the people. This is what the people are doing with the people resources. The very few people they put in power continue to only think about themselves and only for themselves. And this is mind-boggling. I'm telling you. I mean, I sat here and I was speechless. I was very speechless that people who are supposed to be in the interest of the people are only in the interest of themselves to the point that they're, I mean, arguing and tongue lashing each other who gets what and who's not supposed to get what. Ashford, this is a serious problem, man. Liberia, it's in a serious problem.
So these guys just want to get in the house for themselves, their own selfish gain, and it's not in the interest of the people. Is that why they keep fighting to be elected? In some instances, if they had to kill, they would kill
But
just to
but
be
think,
for
think
themselves.
about it. Look at these guys who go to the house. When was the last time after the elections and they fool these poor people who stood in the line to vote for them? When was the last time they were back in their constituencies, especially the people in the Leeward counties? What have they done in the Leeward counties for these people? Why do Liberian people continue to be so stupid? Stupid. Why are these people so stupid? I've never seen a group of people that just give in, and just do things. It's sad. It's sad, but I'm not going to say anything here tonight. Let the people listen to this leaked audio and see how the people who should be representing them, the citizens in the country. And let me be honest with you, it's not just the Liberians in the country. We are also impacted by this kind of stuff, irrespective of us being in the diaspora. Because the further Liberia, plunge into the quagmire or the abyss, the further it is for us never to be able to go back home and contribute to our country. So we are feeling the pinch as well, Ashford. You're braving the storm to be in Liberia to do this. I want to be there too. I want to be there. So we are impacted by this kind of crap. And it's sad. It's sad, absolutely sad, that a few group
You,
of people will only hustle. I mean, they're just hustling the country. Liberia is like some prize object, and everybody hustling on it. And it's not surprising. Some people say that it's coming from Liberia. Yeah, it's not surprising. You're right. You're right. But we
and,
can
and
still make a change.
some of these guys, some of these guys don't think there's anything wrong with it. You know, they don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Oh no, no, this is business as usual. This is the status quo. This is the modus operandi. This is what it's about. And to be honest with you, it's not all of them. There are a few of those guys who really went in the house and made good for the constituencies. There are a few
Okay,
of those guys, but they're
well,
overrun. They're overrun by the bad apples, and it's hard for them.
We have one of our guests just arrived, the Honorable Ellis Grant from Grand Jita County. Honorable Grant, hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you and good evening.
Okay.
Welcome, Honorable
Are you
Grant.
getting me?
Yes, we
Now,
can hear you.
Thank you. Loud and clear?
Yeah, I don't know if you can move toward the right a little so you can square off in the screen. Right
uh,
there. Perfect.
I'll remain
there
my
you
corner. Oh.
No, you can't be in the corner. We want to see half face though. They think that real talk will come to her tonight.
I'll remain my corner. I
well,
won't remain my proper corner.
well, Honorable Grant, for the sake of our
Okay, I'm here. No trouble.
diaspora audience, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Honorable Grant, did you hear ASHFORD?
Wow. The network, man.
Yeah, we can hear you. Just go ahead and
Yeah,
introduce yourself.
I said,
I didn't hear him.
yeah, introduce yourself for the sake of our diaspora audience. Yeah, tell us who is Honorable Ellis Grant.
What do you want? What's the question?
Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about
Oh, okay.
yourself.
Okay. Honorable Alex Grant is a Grandidian from Port Town, Boston District. I am already starting. Okay, should I say I am? Because I said Honorable Ellis Grant is a citizen of Grand Jita County, born more than 50 years ago. I live in Grand Jita up to the age 12 and I migrated to Monrovia, back to Grand Jita to Sikh High School, then back uh, to Monrovia and in exile. Currently, I serve as a representative for Electoral District 3, Grand Jita County. I got elected the first time 2011, October 10th for the first term, and I won the second term successfully in 2017 to replace myself after the first term. Right now, I represent Liberia at the Pan-African Parliament, at the OU parliamentary body, and been there for the past 9 years, representing Liberia. Yeah, and I am now the chair on elections inauguration at the House of Representatives, a member of the Committee on Concession, a member of the Committee on Peace and Reconciliation. I also serve on the Committee on come on, Peace and Reconciliation. I just mentioned. Yes, so far so good
Which
for me, just for the show.
tell us about your political affiliation. Which party do you belong to?
Okay, I am a member of the Liberia People Democratic Party, which is a constituent party to the Coalition for Democratic Change.
Oh, so you part with the CDC. Okay. Now, before we
And I am the legislative caucus. I'm the legislative caucus chair for the Coalition for Democratic Change as well.
okay, thank you for that splendid.
I think it's a useful information that I need. Yeah.
Thank you for that very splendid introduction. Now, before we jump into why we're here tonight, there's this lecture that is going around that you and Honorable Zoe Pennon signed and offer 50,000 acres of land to Natana McGill. How true is this letter? It's very disturbing, and people in Grand Jita now are listening to you on Top FM. I'm from Grand Jita, and I was surprised when I saw that letter. I said, no, I need to speak with Honorable Grant or Honorable Pennon so that they can come and tell us what this letter is all about. Is it true, Honorable?
But ASHFORD is also the Putu Mountain, right? You want to emphasize?
Yeah, Putu Mountain. 25% of
Exactly.
the Putu Mountain share, 25% share of Putu Mountain.
Thank you.
Um, Sorry, I don't know, I don't specifically which choice of word to use, but that communication is a complete failure. I describe it as the Bode project, Bode family project. George Bode, a younger brother of Dwell Bode, designed that stuff because the old man had run out of ideas. So he just feels that he can trade on falsehood, blackmails, and lies to get elected to the Senate. It's sad for him. It's not working for him. It's backfiring on him. That's a bullet from the project, which is a failed project. Okay, so I completely have nothing to do with it. What I did is like, because we share some official communications. When the woman knows about this, he scanned document. I'm saying scan because myself, I started around IT since 1993 when I was in exile in Nigeria. So I know a lot of things on computer, and he scanned our signatures and attached it to document that he thinks that can make news in the country. But sad for him, he's losing votes from trading on lies and falsehood. Okay? There are a lot of things someone all know about the old man, but I've decided not to go dirty politics. But now that he's brought himself up, I'm going to uncover him. And I hope you give me enough chance to do just that. Because if you run out of ideas, the best thing you do is quit the process and not to create falsehood. When we on this platform that we have this national executive for the Jigba group, his younger brother Dwebore was the originator of that communication on that platform. Probably he is thinking that there are others who, I mean, everybody is just dumb in the county and people wouldn't know when you are even falsifying or trying to malign people, they won't detect you. I detected him, immediately posted it because the only origin of that communication on the Jigba platform was Dwebole who sent it. Dwebole comes and said, because I know if someone forwarded something to you and you re-forward it, you will know the indication there, forwarded. But when it originates from you, it's clear that it's originated from you. So now he's denying of knowing anything about it. Why would he want to write document that had nothing in it? Absolutely. But I tell you that document is a falsification. And the people were saying, but why don't you take the old man to jail? Why do I carry this old man to jail who is already living on borrowed time? So he has nothing to offer. He asked me to give him a support for the Senate. And I told him, oh man, sit down. I spoke to him, leave this thing. We can assure you, we'll campaign for you in 2023 to replace yourself in the 55th legislature. I sat with him. I didn't want to stay in the house because I know him. He and his wife have been like godparents to me. And I always call him my papi. This is the kind of relationship we have. But for him to stoop so low and then going around the district with falsehood, it's a disincentive for him. It's not accumulating any political impact on him.
Honorable Grant, I spoke with uh, Honorable Bullet a few months ago. He appeared on our platform, and one of the things that he prides himself of is integrity. Why do you think Honorable Bullet will be doing this?
Integrity? Is he an integrity? I mean, someone with integrity to go and have falsehood distributed in the district in the name of we wrote letter. Come to think about it. Yesterday he was on, I think, top radio in Zedru. The woman comes and say, I was in the office of Maggie and Honorable Grant and Honorable Penn were discussing this kind of thing. Imagine. But you know, the social cognitive theory, the older the person gets, the more their performance reduce. So I may not be surprised if he's aging, and probably if he had been a person of integrity, I doubt it though. But then the integrity is not dissipating or diminishing or had diminished substantially because that attitude is not an attitude for anyone of great character. I think right now the problem is credibility deficit. That's why he's suffering now.
Sheldon.
Honorable Grant, so irrespective of the letter being bogus, as you said, has there been any discussion with you, your colleague, with Nathaniel McGee around this kind of plan to give this amount of land to Nathaniel McGee to mine the Pudu Mountain? Irrespective of the letter, has there been discussion or is there anything in the works?
But that is complete lunacy. And the worst ludicrous as I would describe it. Complete lunacy. How on earth do I have such quantity of land even for myself? Or does my father, have such quantity of land accrued to him that I will be partitioning or dividing with people? It doesn't make any sense. I
But
have
you
never.
are in control of the county. You guys are in control of the
Oh,
county.
so
You are the
I'm
hand of
not in.
leadership.
I am not in control of the country to its detriment. No way. I have always pushed for the rule of law, and I uphold integrity. Probably I didn't come to tell you I've had international civics experience added to me. I'm a former international civil servant. Let me put it that. I worked for UN for several years and I left the UN with credibility. I cannot come and betray my people or to sell an inch of Grand Juda land that is not deserving. If he wants land in Grand Juda, which he had not discussed with me, of course, we can open opportunity to come and negotiate with people. Private land owners, you can acquire land. Right now in Liberia, we got 4 categories of lands. We have public land, we have government land, we have customary land, of course, then we'll have private land. So if people own private land, they can, of course, come to and sell it to you. Let me give you one information that is even at Land Authority. Dr. Bode claims to own 150,000 acres of land in Putu. And the
Mm.
communications are there. I have discussed a thing with former one of the former commissioners. He told me, but how can one person own this quantity of land in Grand Chile? And that's what Dr. Bode is claiming in Putu. I even went to Putu to acquire 3 acres of land. That the Buddha said, and everywhere you go to Putu to buy land, that the Buddha mother's grave.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what are
So
the
the
people
people
saying?
where I wanted, I'm coming. Let me just give you more information. Where I even wanted land between Putu and or Tiamat town and Bode town. How they call it Bode town. Dr. Bode said the place they wanted to give me that is mother grave. So they have to redirect the 3 acres of land of Noba in Tiamat town to CVR location. Imagine that. So he is claiming up to 150,000 acres of land in Putu, and no, but we don't want to give it credibility. Now he's going and blackmailing people that you have this quantity of land. It's a so. Dr. Bole does not love Grand Jida more than me. Dr. Bole was the rebel leader for LPC. When young Grandians were dying on the battlefront for him, and you are a member of the state council, who did that Abode ever leave any crown man in position when young people are on the field dying? Other crown people, he could leave them behind and go take a girlfriend to represent him on the state council. Does he love Grandians? When young Grandians were dying, where was he? He was leader of LPC. Wherever money he kept it with his now wife, a girlfriend, who was a girlfriend then, on the state council. Does he love Grandians? In as much as I see him and see him as a fatherly figure, I'm not ready to support him because I have interacted with him and I see he does not have the patriotic spirit in him to support Grandjide. I know. So
Well,
where does he come from with my line, my character? My people know me, and so that's why, because he went with that, today you are in Zlatan and you see that the people end up booing him from Zlatan. Yeah,
we will.
I'm going to campaign for Zoe. I will campaign for Zoe. I have worked with Zoe, and I know he got his own strength in other areas. But then when we are in the house, we work as a team because we all don't have equal backgrounds. Where I have my strength, he may not be effective there. Where he has his strength, I may not be effective there. But looking at all of the candidates now, when most of them are living in borrowed time, more than 70 years, and the Bible says man has 10 at 70 years. If you go beyond, it's because you're being respectful. And so because you are respectful, God spare you additional years does not mean that you will determine the future of the country of young people. That I cannot support. There are a lot of things if we want to talk about credibility, most of the other candidates have credibility deficits.
That's the voice of Honorable Ellis Grant, the representative, Grand Judy County, District 3, I believe. And he's one of our guests here tonight. We we'll try to get in contact with Honorable Bole so that we can hear his side of the story. Honorable Grant, how is the electoral process going on in the campaign going on in Grand Jide?
Well, the campaign is going on well in Grand Jide, and I will also speak for the entire Liberia because I am the chairman on elections and inauguration at the House of Representatives. And then from the resolution that we carved, that I mean to extend the election time to December, we indicated there should be monthly update from Elections Commission. As far as we are now, yeah, things are on course. Election is expected to take place on the 8th. There is no alternative date. Though I was saying the election should be here between the 8th and the 15th, but at the time, the Senate, because that was my committee's report, the Senate had already come with a resolution and we had to concur because we didn't want something of conference committee. So we have to concur with what the Senate sent, and that's why it remains like mandatory that the election be held on the 8th of December. And nothing other than 8th of December. Moreover, we are on break. So if it has to do with maybe adjusting the time, we do not have that capacity now. So the host is adjourned, stands adjourned, and then the committee responsible for the supervision of the election activity based on our oversight. The chairman is around and he's serving as one of the leaders for the vacation. And that's why I'm still in Monrovia. But next week I'm going to the county to give my signature for the final approval of Honorable Zoe Manapen as the senator of the next senator replacing Honorable G. Alfonso Gay. He was one of the best senators we had.
Now, in other parts of the country, we heard about voter trucking. They are trucking people that don't belong in a particular county. In the case of Grand Jide, Honorable Pennon has been accused of trucking people from the Ivory Coast, Guinea, and Monrovia just to vote for him. How true is the allegation?
Well, that's a news to me. You are giving me strange news that I need to investigate. But I think Honorable Pennon is one of the most popular persons in Grand Jide now. So
Now,
the needless to truck people. If he had done it and people got pictorials, that has not come to my attention. I got no serious information on that.
Honorable Pennon ran as independent, and he's serving his third term now in the House of
Yeah.
Representatives. Others are saying he didn't need to join CDC to win a senatorial seat.
Of course, but sometimes it's also good because we are in a democratic world. Independence, yes, is good, but you don't have a base. So now being a part of CDC gives me additional leverage to work, seriously in the House. Because the first thing, whatever he proposes now, will have foundation with the coalition. He is, and let's say, yeah, he's a part of the coalition. So definitely you have a base.
You have with the CDC, Honorable Pennon is with the CDC.
Yeah,
The former president, Samuel Doe, his wife,
yeah.
she feels abandoned by her son, George Ware.
She has not brought that to our attention. The last time I heard it on radio, I am trying to intervene, but with the development of accusing Honorable taking family property and other things, right now I don't want to rock the boat. As of January, my team is going to figure that case with the president, and we'll have discussions that are useful for us and to help her up. But
Well, I
I
think,
strongly feel, let me give you my strong feelings about that.
okay.
I really thought she would not have gone that way. Sometimes negotiation pays. If she had done all that and she didn't succeed, we are the leaders of the county. Come to us, we'll see her as our mother. Mother, we'll ask her, mother, what is the problem? And then we navigate. Sometimes when you work behind the scene, you achieve more than if you want to put a strong advocacy in certain places. She described Georgie as her son. So I don't know why the son and the mother couldn't meet. Whatever the case, January, I'm picking up that case. Mommy and her younger sister came to my office. I laid the groundwork. I will pick you up in January. At the time, our vote will be settled, and we can move ahead with those things to resolve issues.
Why, since 2005, Nigerians overwhelmingly voted for President Weah.
Yeah.
Uh, President Weah became a very successful soccer star under the leadership of Samuel Doe. But most Nigerians feel that he has not done anything for Grand Juda County, but yet they still vote for him over 75% in every election. What has he
The
done for
least vote, the least vote that I recorded that Nigerians are ever given on the president is 83%. Okay, but it still does not mean that all is over. Okay, I think patience and tolerance. With patience and tolerance, we can get what we want.
Shelton?
Honorable Grant, let's come back to Mrs. Dole. I understand you talked about, it's better to do things behind the scenes. Sometimes you get more accomplished. But
Yeah.
don't you think that the madame had tried her best um, to reach President Weah, and maybe he did not create the opportunity, and that's why out of frustration she came to the limelight, to make this known. Because if she consider him her son, then there should not be any kind of barrier. Because from what she said, President Doe really loved we are Salinsa, all those guys. He brought him around, at the mansion, to his house. And so they had the privilege. So why at this time now there should be bureaucracy for Nancy to see her son, President Weah?
Well, that's individual difference. Okay, and because of the individual difference, probably she also took to her own individual approach, which have not yielded sufficient dividend. And that's why we as leaders were to be informed so that we get involved as the interlocutors. That's why we're elected. When we seek for time, I don't think President Weah will say, no, I don't want to talk to these people. Okay? Then we have getting involved with the process and then resolve it in a more amicable way. But I think it's a better late than never. But my opinion is probably she should not have taken to airway. It will sound political to people. It will sound that she's trying to defame the character of the president. People have different responses to different situations. That's why I said probably she should have consulted with us. Then we will play our
But
own.
no point she consulted with you guys. So
No, no,
this was
no,
completely new when she went to the airwaves.
no. Of course, they took me for a shock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what would you think would be the reason why she has not gotten her pay? She went to the Electoral court and got a winning verdict, and she was supposed to be paid by the government of Liberia. Why she has not gotten her money? You are from Grand Juda, you represent Grand Juda County. Why haven't
Well,
you spoken on her behalf?
well, I haven't seen any of the documents, and I don't want to speak to them. I've seen and read through the lines and know the specific context in which ECOWAS wrote their findings. I'll be able to make a wise comment. But as it is, spare me that because I've not read anything about that. She's not discussed with me or anything about that. I cannot go beyond and start guessing and assuming it probably this way. It's probably not that way. Had I read those documents from ECOWAS, I would know clearly what to speak on.
Okay, let's make what do you know about the leaked audio that is circulating around now about some representative discussing money? We have the audio here, but I want you to give us a leeway. What do you know about this audio?
Interesting, interesting. It's an interesting one. And
Yeah.
it came to me, it came actually unaware, but no
Okay.
problem. I will speak to it.
Go ahead, sir.
Um, yes. The first time I ever heard about that communication was September 2019.
Hmm.
Okay. I hear people. This morning was on like which station? Cool FM. They even called my name. But in earnest, there was nothing like $7 million that were distributed among the representatives. But you know why I didn't want to speak to it? Because who's going to believe it? Now everybody is like this, chasing around. So when people hear about that thing, no matter excuse you give or answer you're going to give, that's going to persuade the public. So sometimes there are some issues we just leave them to die natural death. But I know for certainty there is no such huge money that was given to the legislature for distribution.
Okay.
Okay,
So Ashford,
there was no such money.
Honorable Grant just said something, and it kind of pricks me, and I wanted to bring that up. He
Mhm.
says sometimes it's good to leave things to die to natural death. Is that why the
Yeah,
billion dollars is dying natural death? Is that why the $25 million
the
is
60,
dying natural death? You know, talk to me,
no,
talk to us.
the 16 million, the 16 million thing to me again is another thing that didn't make sense to me.
16
And I
billion.
tell you what, yeah, the 16 billion didn't make sense to me.
Okay.
And I tell you why it didn't make sense to me. The money we authorized the printing of $5 billion. The 5 billion came in 2017. I mean, it started coming 2016, June, July. And the additional money were printed, they started coming in batches. If someone tells me 16 billion get missing, then the quick question that comes to me is, wait a minute. So the 5 billion that came, did they go to collect it from the public, stock in the cartoon, the other 10 or something billion that came, and put all together in one container and then just took the container? I mean, come to think about it, they came years in. So how did it happen? So they say apart from the $5 billion that was printed, that people kept it, and I know we were using it even during campaign. We have some of the fresh monies that we're using to attract people.
So
Yes.
why you never called what's his name Tour to come over and talk about the 25 million that he infused so-called infused in the economy with no head, no tail. Is that gonna
No,
die a natural death too?
to I came to the legislature.
And I mean when
Even
I say call him,
beyond that,
uh-huh.
we did, and he explained to us, gave a reason that makes sense. And
Hmm.
beyond that, the president himself came during the annual report. He told us of the 25 million United States dollars, only 17 was expanded, and the balance 7 was returned to the treasury. But you know, if you are in the government and the government has popularity, if they don't have people fighting, there's a tendency of having a situation that is now unfolding in Ivory Coast, in Guinea, for it to happen. In as much as we are part of the ruling coalition, we are not going to support the president going for third term. No, we are not. In fact, that's why he's pushing to cut down the term, and he's not going to go after the next 5 years of service. It's a guarantee. All right. Even though we're going to push another candidate who we will really support to win, because we want to stay in power for some at least 50 years. Don't get jittery.
What do you make of the opposition who is claiming that this president is just a one-term president? What do you make of that?
Who will ever go to war and say I'm going to die? So
Okay.
the opposition will also have to get themselves courage, but we know they are not stable, they're not balanced.
Okay.
So going to the clip,
Yeah, I'm going to
going
the
to
clip.
the audio.
Take a listen to the clip, then we'll invite some opposition lawmakers as well.
Opposition lawmakers will have opposition opinion.
Okay. Tell how you got government opinion.
Okay, so I tell you, so you see, for them, now they are seeking, they're looking for money to campaign, they can't get. Then you go here and say somebody divide 7 million. You think they will let it go low? But I know about that. There's no such money was ever collected in our legislature.
But the way the conversation went, honorable, with all due respect, it sounded like the thing they were
Oh,
sharing it.
you're right. It sounded like.
Yeah.
It sounded like. I like
Yeah.
that. It sounded like.
I was saying,
Gentlemen,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
Yeah,
sounded
yes,
like
exactly.
gentlemen, Gentlemen, let us know, please.
Advocating for this money before you make this decision. There's someone million I will take in peace. Did he go advocate? The established a group of here or group of Gaza was 5. I was in that group. He could not talk into the meeting. We talked for the 7 million. I don't know when he said, give me 20, give me 30. Can he fight for it? I know you. Listen to me. That and for me, how do we know that you like money? No, my question is if the take the money to people and still just to know the mindset that more than me, but how you doing that? Therefore, I will give you don't you? No, your own money to why you don't know? Okay, listen. I see. I see. You have people here. I have to speak up. I feel like you can't have anyway. In fact, the city only getting that system. Okay. No. I've never got that. I've been presenting this project. Can really help. But I know I was tired. I was tired. What I don't know about I'm saying
we're going to stop here for a minute. And Honorable Grant, I want you to please help us understand. I know we kept hearing, we kept hearing about 7 million. Somebody say you're getting 30, they're getting 20. You're getting 30, you're getting 20. So,
and the speakers also get 60.
Yeah, what was this? What was the discussion about the money, Honorable Grant?
Well, did you hear my name in it or my voice there?
But we know the people that are talking.
Okay. So this conversation, what I got to know in the background investigation that I did, and honestly speaking, is that someone will promise something, and a man and wife live in a village. Let me just give one short story. And then the man said, you know what? I'm gonna set my trap. And when my trap catches deer, I'll buy a bed sheet. And when I buy the bed sheet, I'll put it in bed. And one said, no, you're not gonna use that bed sheet alone. In fact, when you put it there, I'll be the first one. They say if you do that, and so that confusion started between the two of them. It's something like this from the Bible investigation. But in honest, no such money entered our house. I'm speaking from the background investigation that I did. No such money entered that house.
But was the money
someone was promised something, but it didn't come forth.
So the money
which was like a scam. It was a scam, probably. I mean, that's my background investigation I did, and I'm just trying to speak to.
So you know nothing about it.
I don't know nothing about such money, such huge money coming to the building. I'm being honest and sincere with you. I'm not getting you.
Ask for your microphone.
Okay, we have Honorable Larry Yunker on the line from Nima County. And Honorable Yunker, hello and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And good evening to everybody from Liberia.
Okay. You had the opportunity to listen to this leaked audio. Can you please bring us up to speed? What was being discussed and what do you know so far?
Well, the Honorable Mayor is speaking. He's speaking as an insider of the ruling party. So, if you listen to most of the discussions in the audio, they are all seditions.
Order, woman.
Or they are all other institutions, or they are all apologists of the coalition. So it's very difficult for me to fathom what really is being discussed, because at the level of the legislature, when we are discussing our benefits, it's discussed in plenary, either in open session or in executive. Most of the time it's in executive. But I think the setting in which that discussion is taking place, where millions are mentioned, might have been either in the speaker's office or in an area where they have exclusivity. You know that we are not in the inner circle, so really I wouldn't know what is happening. I said that it's a news to me, where people are talking about $1 million. The speaker must have this. The other person is waiting to somebody's living room for so many hours because the person was teaching. We don't discuss our benefits at those in those form and manner. So I think I really have no idea about what they are talking about.
Okay, hold on one there, right there, please. Honorable Grant.
Yeah.
It's alleged that the $7 million that was being discussed. You remember when the representative did some type of harmonization where they cut the salary? Is it true that this $7 million was supposed to be used to status quo, and then it would not be noticed in the budget just to compensate you guys for getting pay cut? Is that true?
Not to my knowledge.
Honorable Yankwet, is that true?
Well, some suggestions were made in that regard, so I don't know whether it ever came to pass, because it's very unusual for people to cut their salaries in the middle of a tenure. When you are elected for a fixed term, and likelihood is that your entire expected income can be either mortgage, or you can buy share and only live on the expected proceeds. You do anything with it because you already know what you want to have or what you will not have. But to come in the middle of the game and say you're going to take $4,000 out of your pay because of national program, it was a sacrifice that everybody was making, and the legislature decided to go that route. That's why the members of the House of Representatives, but almost every member of the House has loaned that the manner in which the deduction took place, they always end in negative at the end of the payday. So there were some suggestions thrown out there that, look, what can the central government do for us to offset the loan that is making us to always go home in negative? And so, but the IMF was very intransigent that they were not prepared to do that. Any attempt to do anything would put Liberia in a situation where it will be unable to meet up with its payroll and do some little overhead for development. And that was the place where we ended. But so if people are talking about it, apparently maybe that team and few people decided to use it. I wouldn't know what is happening. But that issue was thrown out because we felt it was unheard of that people are being elected and the salary had been known and they are taking loan against it, and for which they were sometimes about $4,000 to $5,000 were being cut every month. or thereabout, and you come and say the guy is getting less as a take-home pay, far below what he's supposed to pay to the bank. Some arrangements were being made for that to happen. But the IMF was helping the government to come up with a salary structure and a payroll that will make the government to be able to service it. Said that it was not possible. So that did not come to fruition as far as I'm concerned.
You said most of the people on the recording were citizens. Is it possible that they got the money and divided it among themselves and left out the rest of the opposition lawmakers?
There were other citizens or regime collaborator or apologists of the collaboration, whatever nomenclature we want to give to it. And so that's why I don't know, because I don't want to speak to a situation I don't know about, because we discuss our situation in our executive session or in the plenary. But where few people gather and they are talking about sitting down in somebody's living room, days and hours, it will not be for the generality of the entire population of the house. It could have been something that is benefiting one or two groups of people. And this is how far I think I want to stop, because I want to stop speculating. I think it's only today I got that audio, and then as I was listening to it, I was trying to match the voices with the faces, and I knew their orientation, and that's how far I can go.
Shelton?
Wow. So we have two lawmakers here today who cannot authenticate whether they actually received $7 million as a upfront compensation, because the president came openly and said he was taking salary cut, and he expected that every lawmaker would do the same, and including all government officials. So I thought it was a way of showing that they all got on board. Now, from the other representative who said that there was not much consideration put into the matter to determine where they were, in terms of the loans they have taken from the banks, and to have their salary cut. So they decided to have, discussion as to how can we meet these obligations. So we don't know if whether the money was given, but the conversation here is clear that something was discussed, and potentially certain group of people benefited because the speaker's name came out as he was going to get 60 grand. And so other people were fighting for 30,000, because $7 million is not a lot of money when you look at the number of people in the house. So probably it ended up in some hands if it ever came out. Some people don't know, some people know. We don't know if the two representatives here tonight got a cut. But again, it's left with the Liberian people to make determination with these kinds of things happening, because under no circumstance such things should happen to the people of Liberia. And I'm sure the representatives themselves came to this house to represent the people, the constituencies, and money like this being discussed only tarnish the reputation of the house. Do you agree with me, Alex? Grant, Honorable Grant?
Well, certainly, as things are, but I can guarantee that no such money was ever distributed in our house. That is, I can say it with all honesty. Okay. He had the option to say whether a CDC or regime collaborator, whatever name we called, but I can guarantee that no such money entered our house.
Okay. Honorable Yanko, want to say a big thank you for taking up time. I know it's late now; you have to go to bed. But thank you.
Yeah.
The last time we spoke, when you visited the United States in Minnesota, we had a little chat there, and we go way back during our early days of broadcasting. And thanks for picking up our call tonight.
Thank you very much, Mr. Garley, and very appreciative. I wish I could appear live, but next time maybe
Next
when
time.
I have the opportunity, I will try to appear live. But it was good for you to make the others to know my side of the story. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Okay,
Bye-bye.
we want to go back to Honorable Grant. Well, hey, Tom has caught up with us. We want to say a big thank you, Honorable,
Thank
for
you.
taking the time to join us tonight on the program. As always, our doors are open, and whoever you support during the coming elections on the 8th, we wish you well, and you now have the time to give us your closing statement.
Thank you so much, Ashford and Shelton. For Shelton, it's my first time seeing him. I don't know much about him, but it's also good to have this evening with you. And Ashford, thanks for offering the opportunity so that we are heard at a very large forum. And my last word to the people of Grand County: make no mistake, the best of the options in the senatorial race is Honorable Zoe Manapeno, and I will be coming there to give my signature to his election. Sooner, I'm going to be there. All of you should turn out on the 28th. There's going to be the large launching in Zwedru, and we're going to be on the ground to ensure that Zoe gets elected. Thank you for this opportunity. After we got Zoe to the Senate, I hope I'll have another opportunity to tell you that we have achieved it.
Thank you.
Thank you, and wherever you are, but you told me you are in Monrovia today, so good night. Shelton, yes. Thank you also, guys.
Thank
I'm
you. Thank you.
grateful. I'm glad I was here with you.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Shelton, what a night. I mean, we're getting somewhere, you know. We can just be interviewing the opposition. I mean, tonight you saw we spoke with one opposition, and of course somebody from the ruling establishment, which is a good thing, and that's what we plan to do going forward. You know, this is not a slaughterhouse. This is a platform to give the opportunity to speak to your people, you know. And I believe everyone should be accorded the opportunity to come and see what they have to say in the interest of Mama Liberia. And that's one of the reasons why we travel from the United States to come here to reach out to our people, to feel and touch them. You know, we can't just be on the outside looking in. And as long as we are here, we'll try our best, if the road permits, to go to other parts of the country and see for ourselves firsthand. You know.
Yeah, some of the viewers and writers are saying that this show tonight was not even necessary because they didn't get anything out of it. I think we got something out of it, and I'll be honest. When we have people who should be representing the people of Liberia having discussions like gamblers, gambling the future of the people, discussing $7 million that would be shared among themselves because it's upfront gratuity or whatever it's called, whether it's graft, whatever it is, it's still not feasible. It's not good for the country. It's not good for the people. And men who's supposed to be astute representatives of the people arguing among themselves to the point that there's so much, out of control. That's a good discussion. Now, you may not have gotten the answers you needed from both representatives, but it doesn't negate the fact that they are part of the House. Both of them are members. And whether they lied to you tonight that they didn't get any money or they got money, at least it's on the record that we had a discussion. And so I think we made headways tonight.
Shelton, there will be times where we'll perform. There will be time where we'll underperform. So we'll take it in good faith and accept the constructive criticism.
No, it's not. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that in all fairness, we brought something that the Liberian people may not have known. And while we may not have gotten commitment from the both representatives, to say, oh yes, we got the money. Of course, it's not going to happen, but at least we are bringing out the secret ills of the society. As I said, the House should be honorable. It says the Honorable House of Representatives, the Honorable House, the august body. You understand what that means? So things should be done there with integrity, with fairness. You understand me? And to have these guys yelling and in an uproar, discussing $7 million to be distributed. Oh, the speaker gonna get 60. Oh yeah, but the other man, he was not there for the discussion. Why you should get 20,000? That tells you that things are not right, and the Liberian people continue to suffer this. That's all it is.
Thank you. Thanksgiving Day tomorrow in America.
Absolutely, absolutely. But America, we don't have we have holidays, but we don't totally respect them. I'm going to work tomorrow. I want to
Right.
catch up on a lot of things in the office. I got some stuff to put, do complete reports and stuff. So this will be a quiet time for me. I
And
can utilize,
you
you
also
know.
have the opportunity tomorrow to perform during the annual Liberia Broadcasting System.
Oh, absolutely. Right after here tonight, I'm going to be producing and sending back to Liberia. I'll be on Infomix in Liberia tomorrow morning, Thursday, at 6:30. I'm presenting Infomix in on ELBC radios because I believe they're gonna broadcast through the FM 9.9 and that of all the other radio stations in the country. So I will be live on Infomix tomorrow morning, 6:30, and then from that I'll be heading on to work. But it's a busy week. Yeah, so Thanksgiving is tomorrow. The day was beautiful here. We're hoping for a very beautiful weather tomorrow as well. So
Thank you.
um,
This Friday, we hope to play host to the chairperson, the rotational chair of the CPP, the Honorable Alexander Bay Cummins. And we're in talks with the former VP, Honorable Boyka, and he hoped to appear next week. So we had a great week this week, and we just want to say a big thank you, as always, for your support, our diaspora viewers and those here in Liberia as well. Sorry we couldn't take calls tonight.
people still asking for the SG.
They what?
People still asking for the SG. Serena Cephas.
Well, it is what it is, man. You know, we have we have no control
Well, it means that Kabina Jana was right, right? If the SG don't come to defend the government of Liberia, it means that Kabina was right. But yeah, but we just before we go, Ashford, I wanted to just ask you any update yet on the three missing boys since you're on the grounds?
Well, I spoke with Conan today,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they were planning to meet at the U.S. Embassy to bring this to the ambassador. That they're still in search for the missing the missing children, so or the missing young men. So and that's all he called and discussed with me today. Again, if we hear anything, the audience will be the first to know through us. It is what it is, and we're still listening forward to hearing from the missing boards. Thank you, Sheldon. We can
Thank
call
you,
them.
thank you, Ashford. We'll catch up.
Enjoy.
So we might take a break tomorrow because you're going with Quincy T, right, for your comedy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We'll
At
do
least
that
at least I got a day off.
my man. All right, Sheldon.
Bridge Radio gives me a day off. All right. Take care, buddy.
And folks, I'm afraid this is all the time I have to be with you. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow night. Same time, same place. Until then, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Trust no shadow in the dark. I'm Actual GARLEY. Have a good night.